Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a moment in every life when we stand at the crossroads of change, where the past tugs at us like an anchor and the future calls to us like a whisper in the wind. It is in these moments that we must make a choice, not a small choice, not a casual decision, but a fundamental, life-altering commitment. A commitment to let go. A commitment to release the burdens we have carried for far too long. Because the truth is, you cannot grasp the future while clinging desperately to the past. And yet so many of us do exactly that. We hold on to the pain of past mistakes as if carrying them will somehow redeem us. We replay old conversations, regrets echoing in our minds like a haunting melody. We hold on to relationships that have long since run their course, afraid of the emptiness that might follow. We even hold on to our failures as if they define us, as if they are proof of who we are. But let me ask you this. How can you move forward when your hands are full of yesterday's debris? How can you embrace new opportunities when you refuse to release what is already gone? It is time to let go. It is time to loosen your grip on what was and embrace what could be. There is no strength in clinging to the wreckage of yesterday. True strength, real, undeniable strength, is found in the courage to walk away from the things that no longer serve you, to say, this chapter is over and I will not keep rereading it. Some will say, but the past is part of me, it shaped me, and that is true. The past has formed the foundation upon which you stand. But a foundation is meant to be built upon, not lived in forever. If you spend your life staring at the bricks beneath your feet, you will never see the sky above you. And make no mistake, there is a vast, limitless sky above you, full of possibilities, full of second chances, full of new beginnings, but you will never reach for it if you are too afraid to let go of what weighs you down. You must understand, letting go is not weakness, it is not failure, it is not forgetting, it is choosing to move forward, it is choosing to no longer let the past dictate your future. It is choosing to be free, and freedom, true freedom, is only found when we surrender what was and embrace what is yet to come. But it isn't easy, is it? No, of course not. If it were easy, everyone would do it. If it were easy, no one would be stuck in cycles of self-doubt, in patterns of fear, in lives that feel stagnant and unfulfilled. The hardest chains to break are the ones we forge for ourselves. And yet, break them we must, because the alternative is to remain shackled to a past that no longer exists. Let me tell you something. A ship that remains tied to the dock will never sink. It will never be tossed by storms or broken by waves, but it will also never set sail. It will never see new horizons. It will never feel the thrill of the open sea. And is that really a life worth living? To remain in the safety of what is known, never daring to venture into the unknown? Or is it better to cut the rope, to raise the anchor, to take the risk and trust that the journey ahead is worth it? So many of us live our lives in fear of the unknown, when in reality, it is the known, the past, that traps us the most. We fear letting go of our pain because we don't know who we will be without it. We fear moving on from old failures because we have learned to wear them like armor. But that armor is heavy, and it was never meant to be worn forever. You see, every sunrise is a reminder that you have been given another chance to live, to grow, to become something greater than you were yesterday. But you cannot step into today if your heart is still chained to yesterday. You cannot build a future with the broken pieces of the past still in your hands. It is time to release them, to stand tall, shake off the dust, and say, I am not my past. I am not my failures. I am not my regrets. I am something more, because you are. You are more than the mistakes you have made. You are more than the people who have hurt you. You are more than the chapters that have ended, and until you truly believe that, you will never be free. There's a story told about a man walking through a forest. He comes upon a bird cage, rusted and broken, with a door flung wide open. Inside, a small bird huddles in the corner, trembling. The man reaches out, but the bird refuses to move. It has been in the cage for so long that it no longer realizes it is free. It no longer believes in its own wings. And so it stays there, trapped, not by the cage, but by its own fear. How many of us are like that bird? How many of us sit inside open cages, too afraid to fly? How many of us stay in situations that no longer serve us because the fear of the unknown is greater than the pain of the familiar? But listen to me, your cage is open. The past has no hold on you unless you give it permission. You are free. And freedom, once recognized, is a responsibility. It is a call to action. It is an invitation to spread your wings and take flight. I do not stand here and tell you this because it is easy. I tell you this because it is necessary. If you want to step into the life you were meant to live, you must release the life you were never meant to cling to. You must let go of the bitterness, the resentment, the self-doubt. You must let go of the guilt, the anger, the belief that you are not enough, because you are. You have always been enough, but you must believe it. So tonight I ask you, what are you holding on to that is holding you back? What are you afraid to release? What weight are you carrying that was never yours to bear? And more importantly, what would your life look like if you let it go? Would you be lighter? Would you be freer? Would you finally become the person you were meant to be? Then do it. Let go. Cut the rope. Set sail. Step forward. Spread your wings. Because the past is not your home. The past is not your destiny. The past is a lesson, not a life sentence. And I promise you this, on the other side of letting go, there is something beautiful, something worth reaching for, something new. Every single one of us is living inside a story, a narrative shaped by our past, our choices, our fears, and our hopes. But here's the truth that so many people fail to grasp. You are the author of that story. You are not merely a character being dragged along by circumstance, powerless to change the direction of your life. No, you hold the pen. The future is not written, not yet. The pages ahead are blank, waiting for you to decide what happens next. And yet, so many of us act as if our lives are already determined, as if the script has been finalized, as if we have no say in the matter. That is the great tragedy of human existence. Not that we lack potential, but that we refuse to believe in it. There is something terrifying about a blank page, isn't there? It represents possibility, yes, but also responsibility. Because if the future is unwritten, if we are truly free to shape it, then we can no longer hide behind excuses. We can no longer blame the past, our upbringing, our circumstances, or other people. We can no longer say, this is just the way things are. No, the blank page forces us to confront an uncomfortable reality that what happens next is entirely up to us. And that is both liberating and terrifying.